Miami just got wild. Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Jake Paul finally came face to face, and things got physical. The tension exploded when Gervonta shoved Jake during their heated face-off, leaving fans in total shock. Here's exactly what went down inside that electric arena tonight. Nobody expected this matchup to have calm energy. Both men have been throwing jabs on social media for weeks, and tonight, those words turned into action. From the moment they walked on stage, you could feel the pressure building. As the crowd chanted, the two fighters locked eyes. Jake Paul smirked, whispering something only Gervonta could hear. That's when Tank snapped. Without warning, Davis took a step forward and gave Jake a hard two-handed push, nearly knocking him off balance. The arena erupted. Fans were screaming, security jumped in instantly, and Jake Paul stumbled back, laughing but clearly fired up. Cameras caught Jake yelling, "That's all you got?" while Tank shouted back, "You're in my world now." This wasn't just a random shove, this was psychological warfare. Gervonta Davis is known for intimidating opponents before fight night. But Jake? He thrives on chaos. Instead of backing down, Jake pointed at Tank and dared him to do it again. Within seconds, the internet went crazy. Fans flooded Twitter with reactions like, "Tank's not here to play. Jake just woke up a monster." Both fighters started trending worldwide with hashtags $Davis.
Check of the box. But you know, in this sport, we always say there are levels to this thing. Is this fight another one of those examples where you say, my man, now you're fighting one of the sport's pound-for-pound bests and one of the best to ever do it, and there's levels to this sport. Levels to this sport.
I mean, I could go out there and say, you know, somewhere I want to say that we just got to wait and see come November the 14th, you know. I let him do all the talking, and come the 14th, we'll see what he about. How long he been boxing? 5 years? We'll see what he about come November the 14th.
Jake, you face legends. I mean, now you thrived on proving the doubters wrong. What would silencing the haters and beating one of the sport's pound-for-pound best mean to you?
Man, you know, I love this stuff. You know, I love a good challenge. This is for me and my team. I'm not proving everyone else wrong. I'm proving myself right at the end of the day. And so this is a great test. I know what I'm capable of. And once I beat this guy, it's just another check of a box, and people will have less things to say.
Tank, the champ. This is something. I don't know if these people know this. Undisputed champion. But yet you gave up one of your belts. You gave up the WBC belt because they're one of the sanctioning bodies that really don't support women fighting 12 3-minute rounds. So you said, you know what? Take your belt back. I'm going to do this to push the sport forward. What does that mean to you to have this kind of fight on a worldwide platform like that because you want to show equality for women's boxing? What does it mean to you?
Well, listen, what it means to me is to be in this moment right here, right now, to speak about it. And not only speak about it, but come November 14th, you will see what women have always been able to do, and that's fight. That's show up and do a job. And one thing about me, I love to take a challenge. As an athlete, as a warrior, I need that. And I'm gonna get that November 14th.
You got Tank, but you've had Anderson Silva. How does facing somebody like this in his prime, how does that differ compared to some of the other guys that you've faced before?
Yeah, this is the toughest fight for me from an experience standpoint. I know he's in his prime, 30-0 or whatever it is, undefeated, top 10 pound for pound fighter. I respect Tank a lot, and that's why I'm excited he's going to bring the best out of me. And I have to be prepared. I have to be the most locked in I've ever been, and that's what makes this a massive fight. So much is at stake because we're young, and we're just, on the tip and the brink of our careers and coming into greatness in our primes, like you said. And so the loser of this fight is going to be the embarrassment of the world. Their fan base is going to be let down, and everyone's going to see that, and it could be a career-ending loss, and that's what makes this exciting.
Layla, so then what does it mean to you to be in this historic fight, and this is your first world title fight? So this would be something to walk away as the unified champion in such a monumental fight. What would it mean to you to be victorious?
If you don't mind, I'm going to say a few words in French for my fellow people in Quebec. Je veux juste les saluer, les remercier du support que j'ai reçu aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup. I'm so excited to be here, truly. I manifested this moment for the whole year, truly. And it's amazing to be here. I'm thrilled.
Tank, along those lines, listen to what he just said. Do you feel any pressure at all? Only because you're so good, and yet you're fighting this guy who's relatively new to the sport. And I'm sure there are a number of people, millions that are going to be watching, going to be expecting a knockout.
Yeah, I feel like it's no pressure on me. The only pressure on me is when I put pressure on myself. That's why I'm not going out here and saying I'm gonna knock him out or anything like that. So we just gonna put on a great show come November the 14th, and the fans won that night. I just want to put on a great show, and so everybody can, be happy.
And what is your message, let's say, to maybe some people who still doubt that women should fight under the same championship rules as men?
Come and fight.
I like it. About you, one thing they can't say is that you do not support women's boxing. And tell me why it was important not only to have this fight under here, but to have somebody like Alicia under that MVP banner.
I mean, it's just boxing at the end of the day. She's a superstar, a knockout artist, has it all the characteristics that it takes, and she's the future of women's boxing. And MVP and Nikisa, myself and I have always believed in people like her, Amanda Serrano, and the women's side of things that arguably 9 times out of 10 have more entertaining fights than some of the Amanda Serrano and the women's side of things that arguably 9 times out of 10 have more entertaining fights than some of the men these days. And so we are big believers, supporters, and Netflix has backed us, and the movement has taken over, and now it's not just women's boxing, it's boxing.
Who may still be doubters. They say, no, women shouldn't be fighting 12 3-minute rounds. What's your message to those guys?
Listen, one thing about it, you're going to have some doubters in life, and that's just one thing about it. I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what I do, and always show out, because there's no limitations on me, okay?
I got to give it to you, Jake, because people can say what they want about